Well, good morning everybody and welcome to the Sunday morning show. It is carnage here this morning because I'm leaving. Bags packed, golf bag packed. Last few bits to go in the golf bag. It's amazing what you can get in there, isn't it? First time out with the flight bag. Look at that, this is a Sun Mountain with my logo on it. So when it comes out on the belt, I know exactly that that is mine. Look at the state of this. This is why you need to get out of here. If you're going to try and film anything, you need to get out of the UK in the winter because we can't really film in this. However, I'm off to sunnier climates. So I'm going to pack you away and I'm going to see you in Greece, okay? So I'll see you over there. Good luck with the travels. We made it to my hotel room at Costa Navarino, and what a hotel room it is. Let me give you the tour. That has to be a super king-size bed, all for me. Oh, a little bit of after sun. That means that we're gonna get some sunshine this week, I hope anyway. Nice big TV. That's gonna be required in the morning. And if we work our way around to the bathroom, these always impress me, these bathrooms. Let me see if I can find a light, shall we? There we go. There's me, everybody. Big bath. Actually, look. Look, oh, there's my room, look. I can be in the bath and chat with myself. Toilet, shower, but you need to come and look at the main event because I know it's 2:33 in the morning, but you need to come and see this. You've got to see this. Look at this. I've got my own pool. I've got my own infinity pool. However, it is 2:30 in the morning, so we're not going to jump in the pool tonight. I'm going to get some shut-eye. And when I wake up in the morning, I've got something pretty impressive that I want to show you. I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, everybody. It is a bit of an early start, and these trips are always a little bit sort of late night, early starts, just because you've got to get a lot done and you've got to get a lot covered during the few days that you're actually at your resort. I hope you enjoy that little bit of drone footage. I'm excited to get out there to take a little look at what this place has to offer. The pool this morning, I'm going to jump in there a little bit later on after my round of golf today because we are getting out onto the dunes course today, which I'm looking forward to. Got my coffee, about 3.5 hours up to Heathrow Airport for me, and then we flew into Athens, which is actually about, and then another 3 hours of a transfer over to Costa Navarino. Now there is an airport close by which is only about 50 minutes away, which is open for the majority of the season, but out of season unfortunately it closes down. However, the trip across from Athens through to Costa Navarino is so easy. So easy. I mean, the road system is pretty impressive. The closest I've ever got to that road system is probably the Autobahns in Germany. Getting out there today for a little practice round, so I'm going to give you a little bit of an insight into what that golf course has to offer. And then I wanted to give you a little tour of the facility, but on that note, I'm going to have my coffee, I'm going to go and meet up the guys for breakfast, and then get out onto the dunes course. Half the band. Are we drinking this wine this week, or what's happening?
I think you probably will be, yeah.
I hope they do a fine red.
Well, no, Dan, they don't do fine red, they do a quality red. That was awful.
Come on, let's go and explore Costa Navarino together. So we've got 4 golf courses here on site at Costa Navarino.
And there's these hotels, well, they're enormous. They're absolutely enormous. And we've got 3 of them as well, 2 right next door to each other, the one we're in, and then the one we're going to kind of head over towards now. And then you've got another one a little bit further off site, and which is kind of in between the golf courses. There's the Dunes, which is the course here that we've just played today. And then we're going to be heading up into the hills, where we've got the Olympic and we've got the Hills Club as well. And then if we drop down, we've got the Bay course as well, which is, again, supposed to be amazing. We're not actually, unfortunately, getting a chance to play it this week. However, we're going to pop down there just to see what it has to offer. And it looks, from the pictures, fantastic. What I find amazing about these places when you come here, and obviously it's all outside, isn't it? Because even the reception area over there, as you come into the main hotel, it's all open air. And rightly so, considering the weather that they have here. Even this week, I know we've had a bit of a stormy week, but most of the time it's been really quite warm. But the views across, as I'm seeing here now, well, it just makes you want to go for a swim. Now, one of the first things you're going to notice when you arrive at Costa Navarino is the history. They are so proud of their history, and rightly so. And the dream was this guy, the captain, Captain Vasilis Konstantopoulos. And his vision was to create golf, a facility, a destination in Greece. And he picked Costa Navarino because it's where he came from, it's where he originated from. He went off to become somebody pretty big within the shipping world, and then his dream was to always create a destination here at his hometown of Costa Navarino. And as you make your way down into kind of the center point of the whole destination here, which has got loads of bars and restaurants, which most of the people from both hotels, so you've got the Western Hotel on the side there, and then you've got our hotel here on the left hand side. And as you come down into this square area, you've got this open air cinema, which I believe gets used an awful lot during the season. And as you make your way through this square, you've got bars, which we're going to be in there later at some point this week. You've got restaurants as you work your way through. And I've been told that in the peak of the summer, when it really is kicking off here, this place is extremely, extremely busy. And you can understand why. It's pretty stunning. Just going to work my way down because I want to get down towards the beach, because I've not seen it yet, but I have seen it from the golf course when we were playing earlier. But first thing I've spotted as well, as we work our way, you can kind of go right towards the pools or left towards the beach, and we'll nip down through to the left hand side in just a minute. But you've got the spa. Now this place is supposed to be enormous. I think it's closed down right now because we're not obviously in the peak season, but I believe there's an awful lot that goes on in there, and again makes up for everything that you'd want from a golfing trip, I suppose, wouldn't you? If you want to chill out after your round of golf, then the spa's got you covered. And here it is. Wow, I'm just making my way up to this kind of like bar area, which again, it's not up and running right now, but it is rough at the moment. This beach stretches right the way up there, the Dunes golf course on the right hand side there, and if you look up there, that is Navarino Bay. And a little bit of history for you. Back in 1827 was the Battle of Independence at Costa Navarino Bay, and we had this huge battle, naval battle, between Greece, the United Kingdom, France and Russia, and you can see all of it sort of being documented around the actual hotel when you're here on site. And they were battling against the Ottoman Empire and the Egyptians, and it was a battle for independence, and ultimately they were successful and won. But it's fantastic to see the history all around this whole resort based on that amazing historic moment. I mean, it wouldn't be a proper Sunday morning show without a little bit of history for you. I mean, I've made my way up to the pool area. Wow. I know it's windy, but wow. Got the bar here, so you can swim around and go to your bar. You've got your beds all up and underneath there. You can just come out your bed and jump straight into the pool. This place is pretty special. Anyway, as I make my way back to my room after a busy round of golf and practice round, we are getting ourselves ready for tomorrow's first day in the Pro-Am. Let's get this done.
Stay there, stay there, stay there. Yes. Yes.
Now I may make it look like it's all pleasure and no work. However, there is some editing that needs to be going on this evening. I've got to get a couple of hours done before we're then going out again this evening. But you got to remember, these trips are all about showcasing Costa Navarino, showcasing a destination that is a little bit untapped. You got to remember, there's 9 or 10 golf courses in Greece, and Costa Navarino have 4 on site here. So it really is leading the way when it comes to golf in Greece. And I've played some golf courses around the world, and I've got to say that the facilities that we've had here so far are second to none. And you can understand why there's so many people that come out here year on year, whether they're doing golf coaching trips, whether they're just coming out for family holidays. I think Greece has got the weather, it's got pretty much everything that you would want from a great golf destination. Out for dinner tonight and then back to it tomorrow for day 2 on the golf course. Had a great day on the golf course today. I didn't quite score how we wanted to, but the conditions were tough. But the scenery on that golf course, absolutely amazing, which you've had the opportunity to see for yourselves. But day 2 tomorrow, a bit of dinner tonight, early night, and then back at it. Well, here we are. We are up at the Hills course. The Olympic Academy course is over there as well. And the sun is out. Look at this. There's no real wind. Yesterday, very windy, like extremely windy. 35, 40 mile an hour wind, so extremely tough. However, today, a light breeze out on the Hills course. Just want to share with you the facilities that we've got here. Humongous putting green, because obviously they've got to cater for 2 golf courses, so it clearly gets busy here. And then this short game area, well, it's interesting. I spent probably about 35 minutes on there yesterday. Last shot I hit was a hole out bunker shot. Absolutely, just feel like I was really dialed in. First chip shot I hit, duffed it on the golf course. All this practice that we put into it. It's amazing, isn't it? When we actually finally get out onto the golf course, you clam up a little bit and you don't quite connect how you want to connect. You don't feel quite the same, do you? You know? But as we wander up and reveal the short game area, I mean, I could literally spend all day on that short game. It is absolutely fantastic. It's huge, absolutely huge. I reckon you could spend, you could lose yourself for probably 2 hours out here and not know what's kind of going on. But huge green, lots of Mackenzies sat in the middle of it. But the view, as you look out from the actual clubhouse itself, which is just there, and then you can see the backdrop of the bay. Anyway, I've got to go and warm up because we're getting out onto the golf course now. I'm going to film every shot out there. I'm going to give you a little bit of a flavour as to what I'm experiencing when I'm out there. But yeah, this should be a fun day. Hopefully we can go a little bit lower today and see if we can move up the leaderboard. Today's moving day. Spinning. That had a little look, didn't it, on the way through?
Solid start to our moving day, wouldn't you say?
I think it's been pretty good after yesterday's wind. It's
Yeah.
nice. I mean, the wind has died down.
This is the clubhouse over there, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So amazing to think that we're on hole 4
Yeah.
and we've travelled, how far is that, you reckon?
What, a couple of miles?
It's not quite as much as that, but
Is it not?
it
Looks
feels like it.
Looks miles. It's absolutely miles.
But incredible. So the driving range where we were
Yeah.
just warming up about an hour ago,
Yeah.
it's just over there in the distance, and then you've got, this is sort of the end of the front 9 down
Okay.
here, which is also about 1.5 miles away. It's
Right.
a huge area of land. I always think of it as sort of ski slopes, individual ski slopes.
I would agree with that. This is like literally feels like we're on top of the world here and just looking down on everything.
Incredible spot. You've got the Bay of Navarino in the back
Yeah.
where we were yesterday,
Yeah.
background.
Yeah.
It's an incredible setting to play golf.
Beautiful. Well picked. Well picked.
I try my best.
You
mate.
do. You've done well there. Now, I think you'll agree that it won't be a proper Sunday morning show without a little tip. So I've made my way out onto the golf course because there's a few shots that you need to be thinking about when you're playing from Bermuda grass. A couple of shots or a couple of techniques that I've used this week that have certainly helped me when it comes to the short game. First lie situation we've got here is when, I know it looks pretty straightforward, but it's really easy to get a club to kind of dig into Bermuda grass. Once it goes in, it kind of, everything's knitted together. And what will happen is as that club kind of tends to go a little bit south, you'll see the club kind of want to dig in a little bit, and then you'll catch it just a fraction heavy, which you just need to be really precise in your strike performance. So what I tend to do here is I try to stand a little bit closer to the ball and I just lift that handle up just a fraction, which brings up the heel off the ground. And I'm almost like, I'm still using kind of like a putting technique. I'm not necessarily leaning towards the target too much. I'm just trying to get the sense that I'm pretty much 50-50 in my stance. And then I just try and get the sense that I'm brushing more across the top of the surface rather than allowing that club to kind of dig into the ground. So it just gives me that feeling that I'm going to hit it a little bit more in the toe of the club, which is going to take a little bit of spin off, but it allows me to not get that club to dig in too much when I'm playing this shot. You can see here someone's had a little go there, look, and they've kind of got that club to dig in, and it's just not going to come through, and everything is just connected. It's just going to stop your club. The next one's slightly different, where it's sat really high on the grass, and you can see it here, and it's luck of the draw really, whether that ball kind of nestles down or tends to kind of sit up. And if you just roll that ball in, sometimes it can sit really quite high up, which means that the strike location is going to go really high on that face unless you make some adjustments to deal with it. Now, hitting it high on the face is going to reduce the spin numbers that you get. It's going to pop the ball up a little bit high, but it's also going to lose a lot of ball speed, so you're going to see lots of shots that come out a little bit dead on you. So what you've got to think about doing is in some ways a little bit similar to what we've just done over there with that tight lie. What I tend to do is, again, I don't like to lean into the shot too much. I don't want this club kind of popping down in it, because that again is going to make that strike location a little bit high. So I almost get the sense here that I'm trying to almost like sweep that ball off the top. Now, that's not necessarily going to increase my spin because my launch angle is going to go a little bit more up on the ball, but it's going to launch the ball up in the air and I'm going to maintain the ball speed that I would kind of be used to for this. So what I tend to do is, whereas I was kind of 50-50, I almost get the sense like I want to just lean a fraction, not heavily onto my sort of backside here, but just a little bit of a lean so I can feel like I can almost loft that ball off the top of this grass. So like I said, it doesn't come out with lots of spin, but what it does do is it maintains that ball speed and I don't get any shock results. And the last one is when you get that ball that really nestles down in that Bermuda grass. And you could almost argue that this is probably the hardest out of the 3 shots that we're testing here today. But what I got to make sure that I do is make sure I maintain good speed going into this grass, because anything with a little bit of almost a soft approach is going to snag up in that grass and then really kill it. So it's not going to have the ball speed that we expect from it. So something I was taught very early on in my kind of college days in Florida was just get the sense of keeping on my left side, almost like a bunker shot, but try and almost, as you go into the ground, club stops as it comes in. So it's almost, I call it like a little pop shot. So I'm really pushing that club through the grass, but keep it almost like resisted as I go through, so I don't allow myself to come through too much in the follow through. But make sure you got nice fresh grooves, so give them a clean, keep that weight forward, and then as you pop into that shot, just get the sense that you're almost going to stop that club behind that golf ball. Perfect. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that Sunday morning show. I've had an amazing experience over here in Greece at Costa Navarino. To play the 3 courses that we've played this week, to be involved in the Pro-Am, has been fantastic. And if you want to come and check it out for yourselves, down there in the description of this video, there'll be a little link that you can come and have a little look at Costa Navarino yourself. Next week on the channel though, I'm not sure what's coming out. I've got a lot of editing to do when I'm on the plane, so hopefully I'll get something put together for you to come out on probably Tuesday. A little update on the subscriber count. As I've just looked at it right now, we have 83 subscribers left before we get to that magical 50,000 subscriber mark, which for me personally is extremely big. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again. Well, I'll see you next week.